Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? It is fantastic to see y'all. Before starting the stream, I just want to say, right before stream, I found out some very sad news. I learned of the passing of the great Dolly Parton. May she rest in peace. I want to take a moment to say, while her music was not personally to my taste, it was undeniable how influential she was and how much of a good person she showed herself to be. And I would like to say that I believe her passing has caused the uh, lessening of good in this world by just a little bit. And I hope that there is an afterlife, because if there is, she's most certainly there. And with that, solemn news again. May she rest in peace. I will find the music. Otherwise, besides that, I'm doing pretty good. We got some more news in like Gamescom today, which is happening right now as we speak. I don't do like review content. Do I don't like watch other people's stuff unless it is actively somebody in my community in chat being like, "Hey, look at this cool thing that I made." That is a limit that I have, so I'm not going to show off things like Gamescom and that sort of stuff. Also, hi! Time honored tradition since the very first stream. Uh, w- uh, Finally, after a bit, I have a cat on my lap. Penelope's back. Yeah, Penelope, the great co-host of this stream channel. It's been a while. Hi. Since you've actually been on my lap while I'm streaming. Why don't you just I sit down and relax while I find the music. Do 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 outer wilds, lowering the volume down. There we go. Make sure that the loop is on. And 14.3 billion years. Very good and fantastic. No, laying down all eepy. Yeah. Today we are going to be working more on One Piece fan art. Of course, that is what we do today. That we out here. We out here. I am rather excited. I think we'll actually be able to start on sketching figures today, which I've been hoping to do for a bit now. So let me move over to art time. Fantastic and awesome. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Apparently it's gonna be warm today. Oh, fantastic and perhaps even yummalicious. Mmm, yummy, yummy. Uh, before we do, I want to show something off real quick that I've been working on. I've been working on another, Phoenix Wright art piece. Let me get rid of or at least make invisible, the reference images that I've been working with, so I can show off what I've been doing. So I've decided, and by decided I mean I've sort of been told to do this by a friend who bought me the game, Clockwork Stephanie, the game trilogy of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, uh, to do updated thumbnails for all the VODs based on like what happened during that VOD, and so I'm working on this one from the first stream on Sunday, but you can check out the VOD on my YouTube. The VOD is also up on Twitch, but because my OBS kept disconnecting, it's separated into segments, so honestly it's better to view it on YouTube. Hey Nova! How's it going? I'm making an enemy for my D&D campaign who has a D2 for damage die, but every time it rolls a 2, it rolls another D2. Okay, so you have exploding damage. Also, how are you again, how are you doing? You were sort of dealing with stuff with your body actively punching you in the gut yesterday, and I just want to know if you're okay. Also, sort of to reiterate, because I don't know, you're a Kentuckian from the last time I remember, so I suppose that it would hit you especially hard that Dolly Parton died. Horrible, thanks for asking. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but also I do care about you, so that's why I ask. Before getting to continuing the One Piece FanArt, I just wanted to show off what I've been doing for this updated thumbnail, which involves when Phoenix Wright got hit on the dang old head, and Maggie coming in, and I wanted to draw her all surprised. I really like her surprise face. I think this is a really good job on my end. I also like this. I like that it actually looks like Phoenix Wright. Yeah, Dolly Parton died today. I posted a thing about it in Serious Topics in the Discord. Yeah, Dolly Parton is dead. Rest in fucking peace. She died at, like, what was it, 81? Oh, my cat got off my lap. Bye, Penelope. So, it's not like she died at a young age, but still, it's tragic, and someone of value was genuinely lost this day. Water is good, Gordon. Well, that idea of exploding damage with low die, basically a coin flip, is kind of an interesting idea. I might play around with it a little bit. Also, I think you'll be excited to know that while you were gone, when we were playing Commander, Because of course we were, but this was after we played some DRG, which is incredibly fun. I lost every single game. I did not win once. Lost every time. They're the same deck, actually. Yeah. Like, I was playing different decks each time, but I kept losing to Druid's, like, Simic deck. Damn, I miss Commander. Yeah, but, like, if you were gonna pass out, then you were probably gonna miss Commander anyway, so it's better that you made sure you were in bed instead of on the floor. I think is the phrase you said. God, I need to clean this screen. Yeah. Somehow I am both strong and weak at the same time. I can close this water bottle so tight that it actively hurts to open. So like I'm strong, but my skin is not very strong. What the fuck? Like I have a callus from opening my water bottle because I close it too tight. It's fascinating. Actually, I have multiple technically, but I count it as one because it's from the same thing. Mm. I wanted to play group hug slivers. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, group hug slivers. Maybe next time. You could also subject me to it one-on-one sometime if I have the time. Not on Thursday, because the Thursday's finals day, and tomorrow I need to finish my cheat sheet thing for the final. But like, sometime, hopefully sometime soon even. Well, actually, I have class in the morning. So as long as it's in the afternoon on a Thursday, it should be fine. Group hug and 1v1 don't really work, sadly. I mean, yeah, fair. Fair. Um, hopefully you'll be able to play on next Monday. Also, you missed me subjecting people to the first season of Mist, and I completely understand. This is my sadness is completely non-judgmental. I am sad. I have it down. I have the first season downloaded on my computer now, though, because you were there for me downloading it at least. And so now I could just listen back to it multiple times over. I'm thinking of downloading the entire series, but MP3s are pretty small in size, but they do add up when you have like over 100 MP3s that are between like 15 and 30 minutes long. Like, I have had a bunch of videos on my computer before, like audios and shit for editing purposes. I know how much file sizes can balloon. Ah, fantastic. You couldn't see because obviously no camera, but I was wiggling my fingers trying to find my stylus where I put it exactly where I left it. I put it exactly where I left it, and I left it in a place intentionally. It wasn't even like I haphazardly put it somewhere. No, I moved its stand. I put it in the stand. It's right next to me, and yet I didn't find it. I was wiggling my fingers comedically, going, yes, like Homer Simpson in that Butterfinger commercial. And Butterfinger to Orlando. These chairs are freakishly simple. I believe that potentially I could draw one. Perhaps. Hmm. 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 Yes. I'm gonna need to. Actually, no. This is already full opacity. Okay, that's good and fine. There's a streamer that I mostly just watch the VODs of, like you know, when there's somebody that's this is a very common occurrence I found. There's often streamers that I personally will watch the shorts and the VODs of, but don't really catch them live, and that's perfectly fine, by the way. That's completely fine. Uh, and one of them is this guy called named Trevor Treefort. And I love his stuff. I started watching him because of his Hollow Knight playthrough. Like, this was before Silksong came out. And for his Silksong thing, because of the area called Sinner's Road, there was like a stream gag the entire time of Sinner's Road just being incredibly gay. And just like, ah, yes, I found a hole in Sinner's Road, and it's very funny. And then he did a whole parody song of Rainbow Road, like one of the Rainbow Road songs, and but about Sinner's Road, and there's a specific line about the boss he called Ass Jim. Who, if you've played Silk Song, you know of Ass Jim. He's a big fly with a bigger ass. He slams you with his ass. And I just had in my head for days. I'm Ass Jim. I'll teach you to rim. And it's bad, but it's stuck in my head. Ass Jim is in my mind. He's getting his little ass maggots in my brain. It's like a brain worm, but not the RFK kind. Okay. So I'm gonna need to keep this chair sketch so that I can keep proportion. But and obviously, like, oh wait, no, there's a no, I don't actually need that. I just need what I have. I just need what I already have. What brush was I using? I think I was using, yeah, I was using charcoal pencil medium, a wonderful default brush. In Karita. I heard a Discord notification, but I think it was not from you or in the Discord, which people can join exclamation point Discord in the chat or in the description down below on YouTube. You gotta respect the guy for shilling. I sent a video in tabletop chat, I believe. Yeah, I sent I in a video in tabletop chat about this deck, like this very themed deck, that this one guy did. But when I say themed, I mean it was like the idea of like the deep ocean and shit like that, and it is like Architect says it's bracket 4, but I used that tool that you gave me, Nova, and it actually says it's bracket 3 low. So I'm gonna try it the next time we play bracket 3. Like I made a copy of it so that I can import it into EDH Lab. Uh, well, like it looks super interesting, and I want to do the same thing in like each deck for like the different colors and sort of like what I find special about, I guess, the biomes that they represent, right? Sort of like I guess the lands, or like what sort of things they discuss a lot. Like with blue, right? With the deck, it's like a lot of the ocean. that sense of discovery, the philosophy behind what the ocean represents in human cultures, and the flip sides of that. And in the video, he went into like flood myths and what the commander represents in Bloomborough as like this god that is sort of a almost a cleansing flood and a mediating force. You know, wash the slate clean, as it were. And my first thought is to do one like that for green. Okay, so that line got messed up, and I need to fix it. Shoot the load, I must do. He's stuck in my head. Uh, but yeah, because like one Wildwood is gonna be out in October. By the way, October, incredibly stacked month for me. I will be joyous in October unless my entire country goes to shit, which it is. But you know, sometimes when there's a big cumulonimbus and a tornado and wildfires and tsunamis and earthquakes and everything, you really have to look at the silver lining. You know, sometimes you need to look at the silver lining, and my silver lining for October is that Rayman Legends Retold and Wildwood are coming out. I am very excited, and tomorrow there's gonna be sort of a an epilogue episode of Unend. Even though I don't think it really needs it, like last week's episode really did feel like a complete package. Like, I was completely satisfied with how it ended. Like, honestly, if they do nothing with that entire cosmos again, I feel like the ending was a satisfying conclusion to the 3 years that we experienced their wonderful world. But I don't think it's gonna be over necessarily. Like, again, it fully could be, and I'd be fine. I'd be a little sad, it's sort of in mourning, but it's, I don't know, I've already been mourning a lot. I've definitely talked about it with you, Nova, because you were there, and I brought it up in the Discord. Uh, but like, my cat Gracie died on Friday last week. And so, you know, I'm pretty familiar with mourning. I've had a cat die every year for the past 3 years, and so I guess that's also stuck in my mind. But like, I'm honestly fine with stuff ending, even though I know for a fact I will be sad. Like, sometimes being sad is okay, you know. Sometimes being sad is even good. Because, like, in some cases, if you're not sad about something you care about ending, either it be a life or the lifespan of a piece of media, then, like, did you really love it? Like, if you can't mourn it, did it actually matter, I guess, is a question that I'm having for myself right now. Like, you know, there's the phrase, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. And I find that saying really resonates with me. And I'm glad that I've had the experience, or I guess the experiences that I have with the people in my life that I've lost in different ways. And while I do not have any iota of belief that non-human animals are similar to humans in any particular way, I do believe that they can count as, I guess, persons, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I'd consider same with like my opinion of pets being a part of the family, or like I wouldn't consider my cat Penelope my child by any stretch of the means, right? I'm not like a parent of a fur baby or whatever, but like pets are fully part of the family, right? Like a pet is a role in a family, and so they matter in the same way that like the rest of a family rather matters. There we go. I think that's pretty good thickness. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's pretty good thickness. Well, I should have really finished that line to the end so that I could attach that somewhere else. Like that, I think. There we go. Brilliant. I sort of said this in response to Ash in the Serious Topics channel. Like, feelings are valid, and you should be able to let them flow through you instead of forcing them to stay, or letting them, rather, stay within you and fester. Like, I am gonna be honest, I'm currently deeply sad and, like I said, sort of in mourning. I mourning the loss of somebody that has been in my life since I was 3. I have never known a world without that fucking cat. But like, while I'm letting myself actually experience that swath of emotions, I'm trying not to let it, like, fester, become sour, I feel like that's important for, I guess, everybody to remember. I feel like everybody needs that sort of reminder sometimes. Wait a minute. I don't need to guess on that anymore. Where are you? There you are. Bam. Something a little bit, what I would consider unfortunate is I was sort of forced to not have class today. That's why stream is started at 12 instead of 12:30 today. But I guess it's as good a time as any to swap that, because either way I would have to swap it back to 12. Have to, in quotes. I appreciate a return to form. About there, I think. We'll see. We'll see. Now, there's this one post that I saw. The post. It was a video. I saw a video from like Deltarune memes. I think that's just like straight up the name of the channel. Where it's Frisk going, like, falling down meeting Flowey in Undertale, and them doing the Flowery impressions. Just say to Rona. Why? What the fuck is a Girona? Here I come, San Francisco! And I find that absolutely fucking delightful. Here I come, San Francisco! Okay, so there's that one. Yes. And I have... How many characters do I have to do again? Why is that... What? Why is that tab closed? Why did I do that? Hold on. List of canon characters, One Piece. Thank you. Chapter. We don't need... Okay, we need... Okay, so we've done Sora, we've done Morgan, now we're doing Ririka. Now we need Rokaku, who we have right there. Right, Rokaku and Ukari. Very good, very good. We already have them here. And then I want to have Kobe, and Ririka's obviously gonna have to be here because she's a named character. By the way, I cannot wait to draw some of the least popular named characters. It's gonna be so fun. Like, hey, here's the guy nobody cares about. he he lost to 6 people with the exact same listing as each other in the fucking rankings. The exact same rank. It is brilliant. Mm. Another thing that's been stuck in my head is I've been getting memes on my various feeds of I turned Fluttershy into a flesh cube. Absolutely abysmal, darling. I just find absolutely abysmal, darling, as just like so gripping to my mind. Okay, I'm gonna need to figure out something. Oh, I could just have chair 2, and chair 3. Hold on. Chair 2, sketch 1. I'm a genius! You've never seen a more intelligent clown than I. Fantastic. Mm. What are some other things that I'm excited about? I mean, there's many. Uh, Share sketch 3. Fantastic. And then we put it as low hue, or I guess as low value as that. To sort of go back to the commander deck thing, where I want to make decks that are themed after the feeling and sort of, I guess, philosophies that are associated with certain, like, natural landmarks or natural, environments associated with the colors of Magic. I would love to do a green deck that focuses on forests because, well, one, that's I go to fucking college for that shit. I pay up the wazoo for that shit. But honestly, I could do a red green, like, a deck like that. I feel like red green would actually work better locally, or even red green blue kind of for like here. because we have a honestly impressive dichotomy here in the lovely state of Oregon, where we have like dry forest that relies on forest fires, which is where the red comes in. We also have temperate rainforest, where it's, as the name implies, very immensely wet, and it's sort of splitting the state's sort of split in half between the two, it sort of in a way, right? I think showing that dichotomy and what that means could be, an interesting thought experiment. And like, I'd like it to play well, but it playing well is not necessarily going to be the point of the deck. The main thing is going to be the art and the theming, and like the main stuff that it I want it to do feeds back into its identity. Hmm. 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 Yes. Brilliant idea. I say, immediately messing it up like a little funny boy. There we go. Is have these go all the way down like this because of like structural stability. They're sort of up and down. Oh wow, stream buffering. Fantastic. At least I think that's what's up. Yep, that's what happened. Now I can know for sure. Oh, that's all a solid piece? Fascinating. Like that's not from like that's not constructed from like three separate pieces? Wow. But I guess with that commander deck, I think the main color definitely would be green with supplemental red and blue. Why do I hate blue? No reason. There we go. And like I think most of the partner. I think I missed partner. Partner. I think I messed up. Rusty Shackleford does not approve of my actions. Oh yeah, a show that I've been meaning to get into but haven't is what was it called? It's a one Adult Swim show with the Blue Angel mushroom. Common Side Effects. Common Side Effects, because apparently a season 2 is coming soon. And like, it looks insanely good. Like, it reminds me a lot of, it reminds me a lot of Scavenger's Reign, which I've talked about before being like a particular inspiration to me as a splendid, marvelous piece of media. Hey, wait a minute. I was right the first fucking time. I was just wrong about other times. See, I can do that, and then that helps me there. And then if I follow the actual line like this, then it's actually correct and based and not stupid and loser, because it's actually notched in there. Hmm. Yes. Yes. I am the Bacular Man. I can do what a person can. I'm gonna miss the epic and cool adventures of the ship through the midst cosmos. Now if I do this very, very carefully, I can be right. Me playing Ace Attorney. If I'm very careful, I can be right. I can be Phoenix Wright. Wait, no, this is. Oh no, that's the right layer. Because now I can erase this without worry of the other stuff, and now you can see that. Ain't I intelligent? I'm so smart. Now let me increase the size to, like, big. And then get rid of all of that. Control-Shift-A. No, that's not the right one. I want it like that so that it's back to the default. And then I can merge that with layer below. Fantastic. And then I just need to, I suppose, get rid of that. And I may have been just a little too hasty. It turns out that making a chair is complicated. I should know. I've actually made chairs before. Now, only one of them turned out well. And I'm still using it even 4 years later. Not right now actively, but it exists and it has been sat in within the past, like, little bit. And then just erase this line here, because I think perhaps we may have gotten it. Then erase that and not that. And then draw that, and then finally, I believe, merge with layer below, and then if we get rid of... Wait, no, I need to actually draw that leg. Me when I forget to draw the leg. Bowomp. Da 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 da. Hmm. Okay, those have two round cylindrical segments on the back. That makes it more fucking complicated. That is more complicated. Okay, if I get rid of that, we can see what I have so far. And if I make the table invisible, that's even better. It would be really fun to, as like an art experiment, to try my hardest to actively make the geometry make no sense if you actually like look at it. Right? You know, like make things wrong on purpose, I guess, is an awesome way of putting it. With your friends. Oh yes, it's in his road. It's where you go. Do 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 ah da dum ah da 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 da. Oh yes. Okay, so that is about that distance away from that, so it would be about there. And then now we have the exact schmiddle. See, it's the schmiddle. It's the center middle, or it's the back middle. I mean, uh, if you would like context for that, not really giving it. Da 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 da. Hmm, 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 hmm. I see. What I'm doing is sort of eyeballing, but I'd like to think of it more like cock-dick balling. Where actually I'm cool and gamer. I absolutely did need that middle bit, by the way. It's so that I can gauge these lines here that I'm doing now. Because they're sort of supposed to be these are points that are like a third of the distance, right? So that it's sort of split into thirds. And then with this, over all the way out here. Like that. Now we have the exact middle points that we can use this vanishing point for. And then we can just sort of drag that down this way. We're gonna need to zoom out a little bit. And then this will be the sort of a reference point for those funny cylinders. You should have been canoeing with your funny oar. Alright, yeah, there we go, and I can lower the opacity a bit, and then actually merge this with sketch 2, like that. And then in sketch 3, that won't get in the way color-wise, I think. I don't know, I try my best to keep things in a way that are legible regardless of color blindness. And I'm not necessarily perfect at that, but a lot of that does come down to value. And so, oh, but like I need the sorry for cutting off the previous statement, I guess. I need the sketches to be bright and colorful so that I can tell what's up and sort of determine the layers. And sometimes those colors don't necessarily read as well. And I think it's never going to read well to everybody. But you can't really fault a person for trying, you know? There we go. Like it's not necessarily entirely that like it's the thought that counts, because a thought is only as good as the action it provides. But like I don't know, my hope, I guess, is that what I am trying to do is working. Hmm. Some might say that's a little bit small, and some might be right. I think perhaps that some are correct. That maybe these should be a little bit bigger. I know exactly how these would be actually connected. So, my suspension of disbelief for One Piece, the weird fantastical world, is maintained. They make chairs correctly. Ad start in 5 minutes. God, next year is going to be awesome for media. And not that that worries me, necessarily, but, I mean, when art is doing good, everything else is kind of not, if that makes sense, because a lot of people use art as escapism. But I'm glad art's really good right now. Like, people are realizing the value of human creation because of AI, where it's like, hey, wait a minute, it could be just a product, and I don't want it to be just a product. Is it just being a product is kind of ass. Kind of ass and stoopy, in fact. Stoopy doopy. Full-on idiotic. And that what really matters is the fact that somebody made it and that they put their heart and soul into it. And I feel like that exemplifies the process for like studios, like with Wildwood, for instance, is that it is pure artistry, right? It is as by hand as you can get, and I think that that is gorgeous and beautiful. Mm. I didn't rinse out my water bottle properly. I tasted a tiny bit of soap. I love eating soap. It's my favorite. I love the taste of soap. Mmm, yummy. Now to get this awesome and funny line. I think I think I was literally just thinking about this with the Phoenix Wright playthrough. I hope I'm able to keep up a good pace with like getting it done because I love the game and I'd love to play all of it. But also I don't want to take like super forever on it. I don't want to take Punch Punch forever on it. Also a pretty good show, by the way. Shoot the load, I'm a strip. Okay, there we go. I might redo one of those lines. Good thing that this is uh a separate and cool layer because it should be easy to just sort of fuck around and I will never find out. I may fuck around as much as I please and finding out is for you. You will find out. Actually, I kind of don't like that extra thickness compared to the other one. I just think I put the middle wrong. Yeah, I put the middle a little wrong. The middle should be starting there. Yeah, no, I actually, everything else was right. Very cool. Shwoodaboo, shwoodaboo, a shwoodaboo. And then now with chair sketch 3. That was definitely not that one. Very good. I can do this. From what I saw, and I haven't finished watching it because it was still, at least it was still going on by the when stream started. Gamescom. Oh, ads have started. I will see everybody once ad break is over. But sort of as I was saying, Gamescom looks pretty damn stacked, and I'm happy about that. I will have to take a look at everything cool that's happening, because I kind of checked out what I cared about and then started stream, which is Rayman Legends Retold. Frankly, that one matters a lot to me. That game better be fucking amazing. If it's amazing, I'll be quivering like a little chihuahua, and I'll be like, "We've never been so back, baby! We have never been so fucking back in our lives! Rayman's a fucking hero, he is!" And Believe me, everybody here will hear about it once I get the news that Rayman Legends Retold is good. If it's good enough, it might even go on my list of Rayman games to play, because, I want to play every single Rayman game currently out. Not Raving Rabbids, I'm sorry, I'm sorry the one Raving Rabbid fan, but, I have a little bit of a vendetta against the Rabbids, and that's not your fault as a fan, it's the Rabbids' fault, and so I'm not mad at you. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. I think that's good for that chair. Okay, if I do that and then do where's... Where's the other layer? Hold on. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, no, I put that as a separate layer. Okay. And just to sort of see what's up with the layout of everything. And I definitely want to try my hand at having that other chair, but it's going to be a lot smaller on the other side. And then there's going to be a chair here on this side. Welcome back from ads, everybody. I was sort of talking while ad break was going on. I was talking about Rayman Legends Retold and how I really want it to be good. And if it's good enough, it'll end up being on my roster of Rayman games to play. Because I want to go through at least a lot of the Rayman games. I might even stream them, but there's a possibility that they end up being a part of a different series, which is fine. Actually, in fact, I definitely want it to be a stream series. But that also means I'd have to take them out of the PS2 game, uh, series that I want to do, because two of the Rayman games, Rayman 2 and Rayman 3, in fact, came out on PS2. But people would argue that those are not the best versions of the games, but I like them. I like the PlayStation 2 versions of each game. They're good. I've played them. They're on my official PlayStation 2 system that I have. That I play on with my official PlayStation 2 DualShock controller that I also have. What also might be easier for me is if I move the chair over to this section, like one of the chairs. Like that might be easier for layout. Although I could also have Kobe standing here, right? Like Kobe could be standing here, and then I could have the two Marines sitting in like two chairs, and then not bother with a third chair, because honestly, I feel like this scene is at the point, like the scene is already at the point where I don't feel like I need to add more detail to the actual scene to make it worthwhile. Da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. Oh, yeah. I do hope this is readable. I'm having a little hard time seeing everything just sort of because it's so busy. But that'll change as there's like a little gray behind thing. Which actually, I have an idea. I have an idea. You will have to bear with me. As I have a selected area. Scan your items and select payment type. If I do that, then here's the selected area. And then I can... There we go. And now that's so fucking great. And then I can have that be Control-Shift-A. I can minimize that for a moment. I can have this polygon selection tool. Might actually put that under the table. Let me room sketch, and then minimize the chair so that I just have this table. Bam. 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 Splat. Bloosh. Squish. Blam. Bop. Bada boom. Bop. Pow. Swing. Bop. Boom. Wham, in fact. And skidoosh. Now I will test that with that. And that. And then look at that! Look, it's readable! It's submitted and readable! Wow! Oh. And then if I do, what are you? Oh yeah, you're that. If I do that, and above the table sketch 3, I actually, bam, 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 bam. And then also select tool this. This will be a little bit more difficult. There will be points where I have to, like, select tool other things and then delete those segments. And that should be fine. I think if I make enough progress on this in a short enough time, I have a project that I want to actually properly start for real this time that I've been, trying to get myself to start, but I haven't. Which is a proper, gaming overlay. Like, I deeply enjoy what I've been doing with like the custom models and everything, and like the using the thumbnail image for the stream background. But I think that it's more economical to still do the thumbnails, obviously, but also like have a dedicated like gaming overlay. And Clockwork Symphony and I've actually talked about that for a while now. I just have never gotten around to it proper. And so like actually starting on that would be fucking awesome. I think it would make me very happy. Now here's the point where I was talking about where we have to delete because these parts are hollow. Get rid of that. Yes, brilliant. Absolutely abysmal, darling. Like, you know, have it be sort of Carnival Barker, sort of. Definitely a suit of some kind. I want to base all the things, all of the different screens on like different types of puppetry. And so like I want to keep the actual character design of the fortune teller scene, which nobody's done in a bit, I've noticed, but that's fine. That's up to people, but I think it is my best work so far that I've shown off. Okay, table sketch 3, then room sketch 3, and that. And then we get to this. And I put that behind the perspective because I kind of need the perspective a little bit still. And fuck yes. Fuck yeah. Look at it. Look how brilliant it is. Like I said, I want to start on figure sketching today if I can, but I kind of have to do the second chair. Second chair? Oh, fuck. We've had first chair, yes, but what about second chair? And I will have to, be very careful with the actual perspective of how tall people are in this scene, because that's the thing I have trouble with. Santa's road is where you go to shoot the load. I see. I see. That should definitely be out a little bit more. How am I going to... Oh, I know. I know how... I know how to make the perspective consistent. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your asshole. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your asshole. Because this passes through the 2D plane that these are attached to, that means that if I do it in a way that looks right to me, and by the way, please give me feedback. I desire the yummy feedback. I think this looks correct. Uh, but like what doing what I think looks right is is probably a good move. I think that the seat is about that tall. Now let me do where there that is. Okay. I just needed those on for a moment so that I could actually draw the funny box. Madman, this is my funny box. It's going to make the entirety of Gotham laugh if you don't put a stop to it. Okay, so that actual this square is in perspective now, which I think is very good. And now I'm gonna do a thing real quick to see if this is halfway through that, because I think it might be. It's Santa's Road is where you go. Yes. So the chairs are sort of halfway in, right? See, they just about attach at lines. Honestly, actually, if I do it based on that idea of it being halfway in, then my brain is wrinkling. My brain is powerfully wrinkling. If this is meant to be halfway in, right? And then I do the perspective like this, right? This is halfway on the seat, or like halfway the total chair, right? Is this point. This point is the halfway point of the chair on this plane. That means that if I go from, let's say, here, and then intersect it with where the top line of the chair seat touches that yellow line that denotes where the center line is, then that means any line that attaches from this vanishing point to this point here should be on the halfway point of the other chair. And by extension means that this also helps gauge the height of the other chair, which is supposed to be matching this one exactly. Which means we're halfway there to actually measuring it. This is why I like showing my learning process of art. I'm surprised I'm actually able to... Oh, and... Look at how nicely that interacts with the edge of that. The edge of eternity, even. Now, I'm gonna be drawing the whole chair, nothing but the chair. Do you swear to draw the whole chair, nothing but the chair? Now, actually getting to the rest of it is a little bit complicated. Where's the table sketch? 2? Is 2 what I need? Yes, 2 is what I need. Et tu, Brutus? Now, I fully believe that this is absolutely necessary, because this will help with other things as well, like perhaps a third chair if I want to bother with a third chair. Okay, so this box here that I just drew And yeah, that seems to line up pretty well. This line here, or this box here, is the plane that is the top of uh, the chair, which I think is awesome. Hopefully one day I'll be able to just belt out this kind of perspective. But for now, we're in we're in the span of learning. We're in the era of learning. Honestly, that paint layer 5, I could merge with paint layer 4 and then make what? Oh wait, no, that's room. That's the room. That's the room they've been looping. So I'm gonna put that there, actually. So that that's all together. And then, yeah. This is why, this is sort of why I'm segmenting this, because there's a lot of different parts that I have to do a bunch of different perspective tricks for. You know, that's fine. Water is good, even though it does taste slightly soapy. I have another idea. I have another idea. Another 3 as opposed to Mother 3. Yeah, of course I wouldn't show up there. What layer? What amazing and spectacular layer do I find my own self in? You're in the 9th layer of hell, my lord. You've gone to hell for kissing dudes. Now there's a bunch of hot dudes here that are kissing each other. Excellent. I will take over this place within a fortnight. Okay, and then now. And then now. I shall do this and see if these middle points line up, because if they do, then cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching-a-ling. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching-a-ring. Oh, do they line up, my dear friend? I do not necessarily know. And that's not the line that I should have been putting it to, so I'm honestly not quite sure. But now I can do that. Then have a definitive endpoint. I may be overcomplicating this, but you know what? That's what I find to be fun about myself, is that sometimes I can just overcomplicate things, and y'all will still appreciate me as a human being. Oh, that does. Oh. No, no? No. No, it really doesn't. Ah. Ah. Okay. Well, that doesn't mean it can't on this one. Sinner's Road is where you go. Do 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 do. Ah. Haha, wrong layer. Once again.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs, you want it, it's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. Sorry, Link, I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little, richer. And then I need these lines to match up like so. Fantastic. And then oui. Je mange les pois. Hola, yo soy Bojongles. Da. I want to retry learning Spanish. I feel like I feel like attempting to relearn, not attempting to relearn, but reattempting to learn Spanish is probably a good idea considering in the wise words of Gremlin. May not seem like he has many wise words, but sometimes he really pulls something beautiful out of his ass. Uh, Spanish is the lingua franca of the Americas, right? And so sort of like I said, I think it would be a good idea to try and learn again. Like, because I started trying to learn my main language that I was trying to learn besides my own. Uh, my both loved and sort of begrudgingly accepted language of English. Uh, is like I tried to learn German for a bit. I forgot a lot of it. I mostly remember Hallo wie geht's. That's mostly what I remember. Why why was it doing that? Is it because I was doing a funny and putting it on the wrong line? I think I put it on the wrong fucking line. Okay, and so that's the middle there, but I don't need the middle for the horizontal. I need the middle for the vertical. And it'd be fun for someone to come in. You're like, hey, sorry, it's not my first language. So I'm going, like, hey, what is your first language? If they happen to say Spanish, being able to whip it out fluently, that'd be fucking sick. That'd be fucking cool, I think. Okay, so I have the front plane of the chair taken care of, I believe. Not the front plane of the chair, but I have, I sort of have the middle point of the chair now. Hopefully I don't have so many guidelines to the point where I won't be able to actually engage with them because they're so complicated. But I apologize, but do not change my behavior because I need this. Like I actually genuinely believe that I need these guidelines. Now, what happens if it was this line? No. Maybe something else. Because this is sort of not in the middle of that other one. And this is completely mirrored. Like while the actual, like, shot is not, like, mirrored, right? For obvious reasons that you could just look at. Uh, I did make the actual like perspective lines mirror just so that like I could use the same thing on both sides of the frame. It's in this road, it's where you go. Oh, wait, hold on. I I have more things I could do right now that I actually know. Because I'm smart. I've realized something. Is that the right is that the right middle? Hold on. I'm a Jim. Hmm. What if I just eyeball it? What if I eye teeth it actually? About there? And then I can create these easily. Incredibly easily, in fact, if I'm simply brilliant about it. Because I'm kind of creating a whole ass shape with this. I think why it's difficult is because this chair is 100% going to be at a bit of a weird perspective because of how close to the edge of the shot it is. And I did get a little bit wacky with the perspective of the shot just because, like, I wanted it to be way down low. Where, like, you're seeing everything from below, everything's so big. So powerful and big in the shot. Da, 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 da. And believe me, I absolutely cannot wait until I get to um trim the piece to a smaller size. Oh, like where the gray is, because the gray right now what's gray is actually properly in the shot. And I will be able to trim that once I'm like done with the sketches. I think, or not done with the sketches, like done with the line art. Actually, I'm trying to figure out when I'm actually gonna be done with the and trim it. I think I actually might trim it at the end, just because there are gonna be figures that are like in a technical sense peeking into the shot, and so I think that it might be good to wait. Hmm. And then have everything accurate to like their entire figure, and then cut that off rather than I just sort of bullshit and be like, yeah, no, I mean, I drew exactly what you see on screen. I must Jim. I'll teach you. I'll teach you the rim. And by that I mean like Beyblade, not like the ass. Santa's road. It's where you rode to be on the road. Okay, so yeah. We have that there, that's the outside. And then where will the inside be? The inside would be like there? Question mark? I am definitely gonna need to at least do the sketch 2. With this fucking chair. You know how easy this would be if I just like, I guess, plonked in 3D models like everybody that can use Clip Studio Paint can do. You know how much easier this would be? You know how much less I would actually learn about perspective if I could do that? You know how much I'm limiting myself in my mortal form with using Krita, and which is an objectively good art program? It's actually a surprising amount. Bing, 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 bing. Like, yeah, no, you'd be surprised how much I limit myself. Purely because I like it to. I enjoy the limitation. Where was the line that I just did? That one. What does that even mean in this context? What did that even mean? That is attached to that. This line here. Then that line goes down, and then that line goes down. And then this is the other side. This is the back of the chair. Oh, but Jongles, you're simply brilliant. Bongles, you're brilliant. Oh, joy! Oh, joy, it feels good to be brilliant. And then obviously it would feel like one side is longer because of how close it is to one side over the other. And so it's actually really squished. Which means that the figure is gonna be actually hard to draw. Fuck. Oh, fuck, shit, ass titties. I'm not leaving a lot of room in this piece for Ririka, I'm realizing. I don't want her to be another, like, one-piece woman behind a counter like I did with the last lady that I drew. And Rika doesn't count because she's a little child. But, like, Ririka is really a nothing character in the arc compared to Rika. Right? Oh, somebody closed the bathroom door, which means they're home, which means I should close my door. I will return in so fast. I am here. That's where you go. I wonder how utterly incomprehensible this is gonna be when I wake up. 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 Maybe you should wake up. 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 You know, I'm gonna do Chair 2, Sketch 2 immediately so that I don't lose my thoughts. Na na na. Na 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 na. Oh yeah! Da 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 da. Oh, and I can get around the figure's legs later on getting more complicated than I'd like. is I can just have the person here in this chair sitting sideways, and then Kobe being here. And I guess, where is Ririka gonna be? Did I not save room? Like you kind of only see her in like behind the counter in the in One Piece. But that would suck, right? Like that wouldn't feel too great to me. Now there will be way more chances with other characters to have them be prominent in their shots. Mm. Do 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 do. Ah da 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 da. Oh yeah. Also, I already know what I want to do for oh, what's her name? Go back to the list of canon characters. I don't want alphabetical. I want chapter release. I said sh shut up advertisements. I said chapter release. Kuina. When I get to drawing Kuina, which I think will be a solo figure piece, uh, it would be funny to have like an image of her tripping down these stairs, but that would also be really grim because she's a child dying, which is very sad. This Anna's road is where you go. I think I think it's this line there that I should attach to. Why is that so tall in the shot? Holy fuck, the exaggeration. Holy shit. Holy fuck, Lois. Holy fuck, Muriel. It's the spooky man. It's Sinner's Road, baby. You either live long enough to sin or die a road. Which'll you be, the sinner or the road? Which line? Okay, it's this line. Which means that I can follow that line. Ah! And then from there, now that that's actually, like, accurate, go to there. Why? Why is... Why? I can't have... Did I do something wrong? Or have I just over-exaggerated the thing? I ever exaggerate. I think I think I messed up a little bit, cause no. Fuck, I don't think I did. Fuck, I think I'm right, but that feels wrong. And then that's the line. That's the line you'll never cross, officer, that one? Really? Not any of those lines before? You're telling me out of any line you could have decided not to cross, it's that one. This damn, your body's absurd. Looking at this fucking chair. It's like, again, to be fair, it is rather far into the shot. It's rather close to the vanishing points. Like, I could have made the vanishing points way wider, but I kind of didn't want to. And if I decided to do that now, I'd have to completely undo all the perspective that I've done. I, if I wanted to change the perspective now, I'd have to completely change the piece. But I guess that's the price you pay for imperfection. Okay, I put that on the wrong layer, but luckily for me, I could just merge those layers. Yeah, merge those layers, girl. Share 2, sketch 2, bam. Go about halfway down on the color triangle that I used. Line tool. Oh, it'd be really funny to draw somebody super short in this big looking chair. That would be so fucking funny. Yes, Santa's. Go. Through the lost. Okay, so that line attaches to that, yes? That means that this line here should be the middle point of the actual thing, yes? Which means actually I should make this more confusing for myself. Haven't you ever wanted to make things more confusing for yourself? I do quite often. This is also the middle. Right? If this is basically the middlest middle to ever middle, then that would go like this, not like that. This is a bad perspective line and should not be counted. Maybe. Then I need to also put it through that line. So, can they outsmart me? Maybe. I've yet to meet one to outsmart Bullet. There's this one thing I've been seeing people streaming called, what was it? It's like Choicer Voicer or something like that. That would be fun as hell. That would be fun as hell to try out one of these days. Maybe even not like for stream or something, but just in general. But I mean, it would be funny to stream it. But it's definitely, I feel like it's better as like shorter content where you can do like a thing and then upload that and then, you know. Oh, what was the fucking... Hey, something's wrong there. Something is wrong there, child. You are wrong, child. But I am beyond wrong. If each perspective thing that I keep doing is working out within its context, is what I'm doing wrong? Like, if it is internally consistent, is what I'm doing incorrect? That upsets me. It upsets me that I think what I'm doing is actually correct. Honestly, I think that is a little bit upsetting right now. That, like, from the perspective that I have laid out at the base of the being. So my players have a funny magic item, in the campaign. It causes a random event to occur in 0 to 6 minutes. The random event depends on where they are. Interesting. What are the events? Like, what, and by that I mean, like, what have you written down so far? I know for a fact your players do not watch me. Also, ads are in about 5 minutes. And maybe once I get bigger, that might be a little bit of a worry, but right now, in this moment, I can confirm your players are probably not watching. I stole the tables off Google? Oh, I see. I see. The correctness of my perspective upsets me. There is nothing wrong here, and that in and of itself feels off. Because it's so warped, but it's warped right from everything I can tell. So you just Googled like a random event table and then like you just put that in? That's perfectly fine. Obviously, I often find myself being a little bit lazy like that. Damn. Well, I say lazy in quotes, but what I mean more is economical. Because it definitely feels like you are putting a lot of effort into it. I'm gonna test something. If that line matches up with this line, then it is correct. It is not. Now, I'm gonna put this line here at this given moment. Or actually, I'm gonna get rid of that, but then keep this line. Because then this cross section and magic item to do random events, some good, some bad. What are some of your personal favorite random events currently that are on the list? Now I know that technically speaking, that's square. This is square. I know this now. Thank you, Nightbot. Very good. Yes, I do indeed have a Discord. Okay, there we go. So that's one side of that. And then I can do that, yes. And then I can... Thank you, Nightbot, once again. Event that occurred while the players were in the Arctic. Portal to the elemental plane of ice opened somewhere within 3 miles of the party. Oh, fantastic. Well, so ads are about to start in like 35 seconds. Just so people know. That is a really funny effect. That is an incredibly funny effect. Okay. I am doing so many lines. We are in line central. I feel like this is a... This is in, like, you know the, Oh, it's telling me ads have started. Uh, y'all know how in, the early days of skyscrapers when they had a bunch of, like, scaffolding and, like, what was it? Like, basically the metal skeletons of the skyscrapers were, like, immense. And they were holding a lot of weight, but now they're a bit more, for a lack of a better term, economical. I feel like in terms of my art, we're in the early days of skyscrapers. Or like one day we'll be able to have things, you know, way less, God, I just remembered the... Even this is hard to see. I'm gonna keep the perspective. I'm gonna minimize that for now. I'm gonna deal with that at the moment, and then I will deal with that. There we go. Brilliant. We are in a very fascinating situation with this chair. This chair loves Billie Jean. If I do this line over this way, there are so many lines going to this little fucking box. I forgot this line. One more line couldn't possibly hurt, now could it? No. Maybe just one more line. My gut explodes like creosote from Monty Python, the food reviewer. One more couldn't hurt. And then we have, if we go down here, and then do that, then that works out. We. And then if we just match that up like this. Welcome back from ads. To sort of review what I said, or what I was starting to say right before ads started, we're sort of in the early days of skyscrapers, like skyscraper construction. In terms of my art and perspective, where like we're currently doing a lot of lines, sort of like how they did a lot of I need to do the secret fourth one. The fourth leg. I don't think we can do anything else before we do this leg. Let me put this line down, and then I will pause to read that. Do not mind me. There we go. Vertical format. Yippee! Thank you. We back one event that I'm adding for the list of events for the area that the party is in. A building has a light on, a storefront. Inside, you can see a human. You can. I assume it would be a humanoid figure. You can see a humanoid figure that wears the expressionless white face mask. An expressionless white face mask, and so I was just correcting myself when I was reading that last bit. Do not mind me. And a large gray robe standing at the counter. He can offer upgrades to your armor, even increasing the defense of robes, but he refuses gold, offering payment in things like dreams or teeth. However, will grant a very nice upgrade for a corpse of high quality flesh. Intersosting. That is definitely a very interesting, weird, like trippy storekeeper type character. I'm definitely gonna take that idea, or like the vague idea of that, and then you know, adjust it to my own purposes. If I do that one, yippee, and then I think this one is the right corner. Yes. And then instead, if I do this one to that, When the party returns the next night, he is gone. Ooh, yummy! You have to have stuff on hand. You have to have stuff on hand. That's brilliant. Hey, do you have a corpse on you? If not, screw you a little bit. I think I'm gonna need more than just, like, 3 sketch layers for this. But we'll see. I can lower this opacity to, like, 50. This one to, like, maybe 75? No, it has to be 100 right now, but then I'll put the third sketch layer and then work on that, and then we'll see. His defense upgrade stack on atop unarmored defense. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Once again, a level 12 party, I assume. Because that is a very good effect. That is a very good effect. Then have that about another half between so like a fourth of the way to black. Or I guess 3/4 of the way to black, 1/4 away from black, I guess is a good way to put it. Yeah, no, that's pretty damn good. That's a very good ability. I'm glad that your party's getting that. However, he cannot work on metal. Oh, fascinating. So people with like really good like metal armor just it doesn't like work on that. That I guess that's a bit good of a balance. Studded leather can also be pretty good, so I wonder if you might like limit that as well, although I don't see why you would, given the fact that, level 12. Also, I have my opinions on studded leather. I would keep it statistically exactly the same. I just am gonna rename it to Brigandine. Because that's what it's actually based off of. The studs are from holding on to the metal, like the small metal plates that are within the jacket. And it was not, in fact, leather, from my understanding. So, it was like a thick cloth jacket. Hold on, I need to go back to this layer here and then do this lighter color so that I can do something silly. Because I need to get the middle for a very cool reason. It's a reason that you will discover right now when I do it. See, I need that middle specifically for these cross sections because these points are gonna be where uh the top of the chair sort of shows its thickness. Like I guess when it comes to like nerd shit, I can definitely be a little bit anal, and not in the good way, but like in sort of the colloquial phrasing of it. Because like I'm very particular about like yes, it's actually brigandine, but like statistically, studded leather in D&D is perfectly fine. Uh, Universes Beyond, I am very picky about what I think is a good Universes Beyond. Like if there is such a thing, and I think there can be. Like I think the Lord of the Rings stuff is pretty good as a Universes Beyond. Like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are pretty good as universes beyond All Things Considered, because their world already kind of fits thematically with Magic the Gathering, with like that sort of sword and sorcery, higher concept, like, um, fantasy. So funny thing, Party met this character before back at early levels. They are tailors of the carnival when they witnessed a noble receiving a very high quality dress. Oh, I see. So this is a recurring character. I remember my very first campaign. You reminded me of this in my very first D&D campaign, which was ass, by the way. But also I hold close to my heart because it was my very first. There was this reoccurring shopkeeper that for some reason was in all the shops. The reason is because he was a magical fuck, uh, and the shop was an extra dimensional space. That's why I was there. And his name was Colville. As an homage to Matt Colville, the D&D old head grognard, you know, YouTuber and game creator, whom I deeply appreciate. And I can't do his voice right now because my throat is still a bit iffy from, and not in the waddy way sort of sense. From the hit series, not series, hit streaming service Dropout. But instead, in terms of the unsure sense of iffy. Discord notification, yippee, and it was from you. Oh, nice art. I like that it's all grayscale. I like that he's real weird under there, it looks like with all weird limbs and stuff. Oh, ooh, let me open a thing. Let me open a thing. In Krita documents, I have to actually find it, and I cannot express how many unfinished Krita projects I have. But you reminded me of a Pathfinder character that I have that I actually drew. I think it might be just in terms of alphabetical thing that I needed in a separate layer. Where is it? Where are you? But like, oh yeah, his name is Benedict the Trawler. This is an older piece, and I'm considering redoing it. But it was for a pirate-themed game, and his whole thing is that he like makes trinkets and shit. And he's that one class in Pathfinder. I forget what it's called, but it's that Monster Hunter one where you use your trinkets. You use funny little trinkets and shit. And like your occult and such knowledge to fight monsters. Like this is my guy, and I love the weird limbs under a robe thing. Uh, they have a unique feature. They can turn liquids into a spider string like solid. Oh, like Spider-Man. Man, you can see like Lucky Rabbit's foot. You can see like buoys and stuff. You can see like hands crawling out from underneath. You can see that he has sort of no form underneath. He has like a bicorn hat, his bag, he has a bunch of trinkets. He has his staff with another little buoy on it. He has his cutlass. Because like again, they were a pirate crew. Loved this game. Ended up sort of being a one shot, I think, because it got canceled. But I love that guy. Move that down so I can sort of see that. There. Brilliant. I I love a weird spider merchant. I just love merchants. Doesn't everyone? Cuts to a RPG horror story style murder hobo party killing the merchant. Which, by the way, can I just say, I have never experienced a murder hobo party. Ever. Most most people who start out in D&D are deeply anxious and like definitely open to learning. But like they don't just go around killing characters. Like especially if you give a reasonable set of expectations like up front to the party before the game starts of, hey, this is what the game is meant to be about. This is the main thing you're meant to be doing, right? Like if you do that, which is just good practice, then people won't get confused and go murder hoboy because they're expecting that it's a like pretzel and beer style like slay monsters in the dungeon sort of game. Like I think most RPG horror stories come down to a failure of communication, except for the rare cases where it's just actually bad. I've had a few of those, but like for the most part, it's just a failure of communication. Sometimes not even on the DM's part necessarily, but just as like a whole party, right? Moral of the story is communicate with your fucking party. And this goes the same for players too. Like if you're having problems or if you don't know what the expectation for the game is, like talk to the DM. Like and like if you don't like how the game's going and you're a player, just talk. Just talk, gamers. Now that it's sort of in its full context and shape, like I still need to do these two rods, but like now that it's in its internal like can still, you know, it feels more consistent. It's just that the figure that's gonna be in it is gonna feel a little weird and stretched, but I think that should be fine. I think that should be okay. Where is where? There it is. And then I put that there, and then we are sort of able to see this in its big and cool form a little bit, right? Obviously, there's a bit of the chair that's gonna not be there in the line art because, like, you know, it's behind the table. They sort of swap which is in front and which is behind. But, like, I don't know. I think it's fine. Yeah, I'd say that's fine. That looks okay. Yeah, I couldn't have possibly in all those lines made a single mistake because of the margin of error getting larger the more complex a system tends to be. That could not possibly be it. I could not possibly have made a mistake. I think next time I do a perspective thing like this, or like a thing in perspective like this, I'm gonna make the horizontal vanishing points. Uh, like I'm probably going to make them a bit more. Oh, how far up does this go? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I understand. I understand this. Oh, right, funny thing, party rolled on a table once and the event said nothing you can recall happens. That's really funny, especially if genuinely nothing happened. Oh, that's incredibly funny. Da 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 da. Oh, yeah. Okay, the more this goes, the more the more I realize that maybe perhaps I've done this at least somewhat correctly. I mean, that's certainly my thought process. That perhaps I may even have done it right. Now this has to be like 70% opacity with this darker one, so that I can sort of tell it apart. He constantly is singing that that song. Really reminds me. I need to play Hollow Knight and Silk song. I I need it. Okay, that had to be that. Yes, it absolutely had to be. That is so slightly off that makes me pissed. That is so slightly off that makes me so pissed mad. Oh, oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Alright. Well. Magic item. All the guards in the city have a mask of inverse arcana. While wearing this mask, you are immune to any magical effects that would track you, read your thoughts, or reveal your true alignment and identity. Creatures, other than your chosen companion, fail at wisdom, insight, or intelligence investigation checks to remember your face, recall distinct features, or recognize you later as the person wearing the mask. You don't need to recognize somebody to kill them and take their mask. And I find that beautiful. I find that beautiful and amazing, actually. Things are slightly off, and that makes me pissed and angry. No? Oh, very well. Oh, you can still kill me? Well, shame. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. Good day, lads. Gmod ragdolls on the floor. You know what? It's fine that this is a little bit off. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me a lot. It also has more effects that the party cannot see via identify, like wearers of the mask are immune to the effects of the mask, and creatures wearing the mask know who are attuned to the mask. Okay, so they know if somebody else attunes to a mask. That's a little sag. That's a little bit sad. I wanted to steal a mask for myself, but instead I'd have to ingratiate myself into their group. Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't steal the mask, but they know, but they know the the fucking does he know he knows meme with the fucking Riddler. I just won't work on those guards. Fair enough. Now, did I pass what I was looking for? Stanley passed through the red door. I said Stanley passes through the red door. Stanley is a little bitch that won't go through the red door. I feel like most parties would probably try and sneak past the guards. Like I honestly I don't know how much it matters that the guards are like anonymous necessarily, right? Ah ha ha. Da, 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 da. What if I just completely bullshit? What if I shit the bull? What if I talked like Starfire from Teen Titans? You are totally shitting the bull. Santa's Road, swear you bro. Okay, so it ends up on that. So it's this line. Then this line goes down. It's yelling timber. It's gotta move. It's gotta dance. It matters when you're trying to figure out their schedule because of the final effect. While in a group of 5 or more visible creatures, you have the invisible condition. Why is it so fucking drastic? Who hurt them? Like, is this just a police state, or were they like, who hurt you? Not you, the DM. I mean, you, the place where the guards are. Hmm. How am I going to do this? Hmm. 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 Well. 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 I can sort of, shit the bull a little bit. You are not pissing and shitting. I love Stig Storsken. Sorry, Storsten. I need to get his name right, or else don't get his name at all. It's not yours anyways. It's not yours anyways, man. Police state based off We Happy Few. Oh, I see. It's unfortunate that the game is not as good as it looked. At least in my opinion. Everything I say is my opinion. And that means that you should listen to me because my opinion's right. But it is still my opinion. Which I say as a joke. A lot of the egotistical things I say are as a bit because I think they're funny. See the line, Bart? Super awesome and cool. Yay! Very sad, which is why I'm remaking it for my campaign. Oh, I see, of course. He has an opinion, get him! No, 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 please, please! Please, no! No, please, please, please! You wouldn't hurt me because my pronouns are he, they, would you? His pronouns are he, they, get him! We hate the non-binaries! And then the police state all, like, comes jumping off of, like, roofs and shit to get after me. This line does separate a little bit from what the other one I was doing does. I see. Now that... I just remembered that one Soundsmith bit. I was like, you've done it. You've made it too obvious that you're having fun in a video game. Hey, everyone! Everyone, they're having fun in a video game. And then, you know, of course, I immediately get, like, crucified like Alan's smiling friends. Oh, here's the hard part. Okay, if I get rid of that, and also that and that, so that it's only the gray. And kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, that light is the gloom on the grave. Da 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 da. Ya da da. Ya da 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 da. Okay, so here's the middle line. Fun fact: when I do that specific voice, this specific voice, it's sort of a mix of the Me TV, and also like there's this for the longest time my grandfather would, I'd say grandfather, like I don't have a good relationship with him. My grandpa. Would listen to like this CD audiobook version of the Bible audiobook, if you will. And the person that voiced it sounded like sort of like that voice. And then after 3 days, Jesus came down and said, "Be cool, everybody," and then dipped once again. And then Paul came in and sort of fucking ruined everything. Now, he didn't say that, but that's my opinion. I'm not a big fan of Paul. Spider-Man fans, biblical scholars. Yeah, I don't like Paul. I actually think Paul co-opted a lot of the original message and sort of helped turn Christianity into the multi-headed Hydra, sort of like a deeply unethical group of organizations that it became also a random event that occurs in the city. The smell of disinfectant fills the street. The road ahead is suspiciously clean. Oh no, the street sweepers, but like literally the street cleaners. We're cleaning the streets of your filth. What sort of filth is that? You are trans. I will kill you. And I just did a big broom sweeping people away. What about me? What about me? You aren't gay. Ah, and then with this one, I only have to do a single line. Yippee! Yippee! Only one line. I love only doing one line. Me if I, me if I did cocaine in moderation. I love doing only one line. Terrible joke. Terrible joke. I will do it again. I will make another bad joke in the future, and it will make me laugh. God, there's this subreddit that I just randomly came across. That was like, oh, it wasn't people trying to get clean. It was people, like trying to, not trying to do crack, but it was like about doing crack. And there was a what are they? There was like a chomik, with like a crack pipe. And I think it's just that I love crack, and for some reason that is like so funny to me. I feel so bad for these people, genuinely. Like that, it's fucking awful. Drug addiction is an awful situation to be in. Any sort of addiction is like is a tragedy, really. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The chair. But the chair. It's not that one. It's that. But like for some reason, the chomik with a crack pipe saying "I love crack" just is, as a pun very much intended. It really cracked me up. For context, for those who probably haven't seen, like, for instance, Snapcube's like a Roblox video about trying to find chomics. They're like little hamster dudes. Okay, and then now I can do the brilliant thing of adding another bit of gray here. Waiter, waiter, more gray, please. I I feel like something that's this has always been the case. So this is not an internet problem. It's just that global communication has made it more pronounced. Of like echo chambers. Like echo chambers can lead you to think that something is actually good and cool and like a social thing, rather than harmful to your health. Like that crack subreddit that I was talking about just earlier, right? Like that type of space is honestly pretty dangerous. Because, like, unlike things like weed, right? Crack actually has, like, negative health effects on you, the lovely person that is human on Earth. And like, there's no judgment to those people because they are in a bad situation. I want to make that very clear, and I want to promote a space of lacking judgment in my community. I did the wrong color. It should have been this gray. There we go. And then I can do this polygon tool. Like, non-judgment doesn't necessarily mean acceptance, right? Like, and I also want an accepting community, obviously. But when I say, like, acceptance is like... What? Oh, because of the perspective line. I thought that was the back. Uh, like, if somebody is engaging in activities that are actively harming them, I will not judge them negatively for doing those things, but I do not want to accept that they are doing them, and I would like to try and make their lives better, you know? Yeah, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense and not making anti-sense. Saying anti-sense reminded me of the fucking like on YouTube community posts, there's always a comment that's some variety of fixed Mojang Bedrock or Bedrock Mojang or whatever, and saying anti-spiral as you are not real. You are literally not real. You scare me. It's a billion different accounts saying literally the same fucking thing on completely unrelated community posts. And now I was saved because this is very good. How did I cut that off but didn't cut this off? Let me fix that. I don't know why I decided that. I need to make it consistent. By consistent, I mean I'm adding a bit here, because why not? Like the Pokemon. I love the Pokemon Why Not. Like, I first encountered them in the, the anime. But, like, I'm a big fan of them. They're pretty cool, actually. Like, I don't think they're necessarily as cool as like their evolution Wobbuffet. Like, I absolutely adore Wobbuffet. Not my favorite Pokemon though. My favorite I think my favorite still actually is Sewaddle. I guess Sewaddle. However you say it, it's meant to be a play on the term swaddle. It's like it's the little worm dude with like a baby bonnet made out of leaves that their parents, the Leavanny, make them to keep them warm, and it's so cute. I love those little guys. Like, look! Look at the progress! Look at the progress! I would love to see what this looked like before the stream and see it now, and then like compare the two, because this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant, darling. Like I again, I need to figure out where Very good progress, yeah. Like, these pieces take me forever for a good reason. Uh, because like I use the One Piece fan art series to push myself in art. This is how I get out of my comfort zone by forcing myself to do other people's characters and other people's environments, which is improving my ability to do caricature, which is improving my ability to do backgrounds and perspective and shading and color and all these sorts of things that I think help me improve in this more than like if I were to just do exercises. Like, how do I put this? Some people, like for instance Clockwork Stephanie, get a lot of progress on their art. Also, I sent you a token. Well, let me see the token. That is a brilliant token. I'm gonna take a screenshot. I have a screenshot tool because I just kind of want to I want to show this. This is cool. Also, literally, do not mind that sometimes I repeat parts of my sentence. Uh, I have a bit of a speech problem, I've learned. It's not bad, but it's definitely something I've had to improve out of. This is such a cool one. This is such a very strong color language and layout. This doesn't look like your art style, so I'm going to assume you got the art from somewhere. But still, whoever the artist is, this is very good art, and I think you did a good job making it a token. Mm. Don't mind me, I just drank a little bit more water. Which I think you should also do. This is a reminder to hydrate to everybody. Hmm. Okay, now with this whole place set, uh, I actually want to go for a little bit longer, not necessarily too long, because I did say I wanted to start on the sketches, and I think I have the perfect color to do so. They are not automatons, they are humanoids. I assumed that was a weird high-tech suit. A perspective. Very good. Okay, and then now I need to turn on reference again. And I'm going to put this reference all the way up here. Never mind, I don't need that one. Okay, so his shoulder, Kobe's shoulder, I mean, is at the same level as the counter. The counter. God, I forget words like I'm multilingual. There we go, and I think I can put it... I don't know why I got rid of all that shit. Because I need at least the table to get my bearings. I don't know why I made that invisible, because that's the thing I'm gonna be drawing on. Da 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 da. And this box that I'm doing is because I'm gonna be putting him in a box. That's right, I'm putting Kobe in a box. Also, I want to say, while I don't think the character in canon of Kobe is trans, I'm very, very happy at people canoning him as such, even though it is because his actor in the live action is trans. I do think that it's very important for the character that the actor is trans, though, purely because he has a massive glow up, and during the progress of the show, uh, his actor, he went on, like, he went on T, and so there was like that actual like glow up, like in like that in person, like real life glow up that he had. And I think that fits the character really well. Same with the actor for uh I feel like I just drew her. What the fuck is her name? Hold on. It's the Iron Mace, Alvida. Like Alvida's actor, like actively, like actually losing weight, coincide, like, not for the role, but like the role was sort of an excuse for her to actually go and lose weight. Right? Like, I think it's pretty cool. Let me get rid of that perspective real quick so I can see if I did an actual full box. I did. I'm actually gonna make this perspective a little bit more faint so that I'm not confused by the color of the box. We do not know the perspective until we look inside the box. 3 point. Shut up. Why am I putting him here? I don't know. I think I'm gonna change where the lines for the box are. I like this. I like where he is in that context, but I think I need to fix this little bit here. Boom, ba, 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 ba. Okay, so that's the outside of the box on that place. If I do it more like that, there's still some outside the box. It's literally the same box. I did the same thing again. I think Kobe just needs to be here. I think the bastard needs to be here. No, I do fully believe, I do fully believe that Kobe is gay. 100%. Like, that, come on. Like, his boyfriend is El Mepo. I mean, come on. Ad start in 5 minutes. I just remembered uh trans femme Spider Woman. You know, that's always a good thing to remember. Makes me very happy. Is that the right one? Okay, now I need the table to go away for a moment. And like I've seen some people draw her really big and buff. Is that just because they like big buff women, or is there an actual reason for that? Because I feel I don't think that, like, I don't think that if Peter Parker was trans, that like this version, I don't think this version, you know, she would become big and buff. I think that she would still be like lithe and athletic and shit, you know? No, I don't, no. I don't think she would shit. I mean, and stuff. Okay. Do I need? I keep inventing and uninventing the table. I don't want him to be too tall is the problem, because Kobe's a short fuck. But I do think having him sort of prominent like that. How high is he compared to the table? Oh, a little bit taller. A little bit taller, like more like that. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think her boobs would be very big, considering she's very muscular and lithe, to sort of go back to the trans femme, like, Spider-Woman, topic. Because, like, yeah, she's swinging and working out all the time. But, like, in a way that, you have to work out in a very specific way to actually, like, bulk up. I know this because a little peek behind the curtain on my family, I guess. My mom lifts weights, and by lifts weights I mean properly lifts weights, like barbells, dumbbells, the whole shit. Like she's not weightlifter TM. She just does it because she wants to. But like I'm decently familiar with the regiment needed to actually bulk up because that's what she's doing. Sort of. Like, she's sort of more doing a sleeper build because that's more what she wants, but, you know, whatever. So, there's the Kobe box. I can actually undo a lot of the box on the bottom if I just keep that in mind. I have to have this in mind here. Put that there. As will start in 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. That's very good, very awesome, very cool. And then I can just sort of... I guess I could just sort of bullshit where it goes. I don't think I actually need the bottom of the box all that much. What if I put that there? Ah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. And welcome to ad break. Sorry for the pause in my speaking a little bit. I believe that's wittily fine. It's wittily so fine. And then I go there. I think yes. One of my absolute favorite posts at the moment, not my absolute favorite post, but something I've been having in my mind is Jack Black Flowery. I think it's very funny. Wait, where am I focusing on? Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. I think I messed up a little bit. I think maybe I messed up a little tiny bit. Oh, great heavens. Oh, great googly moogly. No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's seen as road. It's where you go. With two guys. Oh yeah. You can now play as Luigi. The Luigi boys. Here's the boss of us. Oh no. Oh, I by your side, there's always a way to die. If the Super Mario Wonder bus crashes into us, oh no!
Ah,
Very good. And now we have a little Kobe box where Kobe can go into the Kobe box. This in its road, where you go. And I could just put a child in a box. Why not? It'll be funny. It'll be awful funny to put a child in a box, boo-boo. And welcome back from ads, everybody. Stream Elements updated their UI and a little bit in OBS, and honestly, I don't really like it. They didn't actually change where things are positioned, but they definitely changed how they look just slightly in a way that I don't like. And so, you know, what can you do? What can you do? You know? Super Mario Wonder Bus. I actually think I'm gonna be doing the actual like physical body sketches of Cobert here. But I will be doing the groundwork of I messed up. I messed up. Oh no. Who'll die by your side? There's always a way to die. And this is the no box. I thought it was this one. Oh no. I was right about one of the fucking things. It's a Luigi bus crashes into us. Oh no! This is definitely another instance of slightly weird perspective because it's part of it is far enough from the center of the shot. Now this is for the horizontal line. Why the or horizontal center line? Why that's important is because that's the direct middle of the body, which is, you know, people think the middle of the body is at the hips, but it's actually slightly higher at the waist, which is a little bit above the hips. At least for me. Maybe I just have long legs, though. Maybe I just have long, beautiful legs. That's actually true, by the way. My legs are pretty good, considering I do squats and I go on hikes and shit. People have said my legs look good. And that is something that I am very, not very egotistical about, but I'm very proud of, is the work I've put into it. Sort of like the, I guess sort of like anybody else who exercises, really, where they're like, ah, yes, I'm proud of my body. Or I guess sort of myself as an artist as well, where it's like, ah, yes, I've been practicing, and so now, and now my stuff is actually kind of good. Nina, nina, nina. Nina, nina, na, ho, ho. What? Something I find hilarious about having as much ADHD as I do. What line are you? Whose line is it anyways? There we go. To lie by your side is always a way to lie.
Then how high up is everything else? I think I could just bullshit my way through the rest of that sometime. Maybe, perhaps.
It is 2.5 gigs right now as a file, which I think is very funny. It's a very big file. It'll get a lot smaller later. I'm going to save. I did the foundational Kobe box. I technically did what I set out to do. So I am going wrong screen. I'm gonna be going to my just chatting screen, and I'm going to do my ending read. I've been Vajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I'd much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Blue Sky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Vajongles. And if you'd be so kind, I'd much appreciate it if you could join the Discord. It's !Discord in the chat, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below. And speaking of YouTube, hi YouTube, if you like my stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be back on Friday. I need to check what I'm doing. Give me just a moment to check what I'm doing. View my channel, please. I know I was watching Markiplier. We will be doing the D&D world building. And then on Sunday, we'll be continuing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2, Justice for All. And so with that, it has been a fantastic time. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Bye-bye.